This episode is part of our Margaret River Beers series. Today's beer is Margaret River Brewhouse Red IPA. Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today we will be sampling, tasting and reviewing some Margaret River Brewhouse Red IPA. I am a big fan of the Margaret River Brewhouse beers. One of their beers, their Pale Ale, is one of my favourite beers to come out of the Margaret River region. And I've also tried one of it was a single hop variety of an India Pale Ale, which was a bit of a miss for me. I think I prefer a beer with a mix of hops rather than just a single hop. So that's what this one is. It's a mix of 3 hops in this one: Mosaic, Amarillo and Centennial, which is pretty much standard for an India Pale Ale. I'm also a big fan of the Margaret River Brewhouse to visit and have a meal and have a drink there. It's actually the closest of any of the new microbreweries to the centre of Margaret River itself. It's just north of the town. It's just the other side of the bridge across the river. Because of that, it's the only one of the Margaret River region brew pubs that's actually open of an evening. So you can have an evening meal there, and we've done that a couple of times. It's each time that we go back to Margaret River, we go back there because it's a nice place. The food is good, the service is good, and obviously I like the beer. This is definitely though going to be the first time I've tried the Red IPA. I'm also not really a big fan of the red beers, so I've had a few of them recently. The one that I remember the most is from Nail Brewing from Perth, and they made a red ale. But out of the few different nail beers that I've tried, I think that was the worst one. But all of the other nail beers are absolutely excellent. So let's see what we get with this one. Let's give it a try. Deep red colour. I think the deep red comes from the type of malts that they use when they make the thing. Yep, so I'm getting some nice aromas coming from this one already. What does it say on the website? It says tropical aromas, stone fruit and citrus, which is what you get from a lot of IPAs and pale ales. It smells good so far. Let's give it a try. It's quite malty as well. Oh, that's got a lot of strong bitterness. The aromas are not as fruity as some. I've had some India Pale Ales that have had lots of different sorts of fruits jump out the glass to me. Lots of bitterness in the background in this one. So there's like there is that grapefruit in the background. Let's see, tropical and stone fruit. Now, I'm not getting an abundance of aromas from this one. It's less aromatic than some of the India Pale Ales I've had recently. It's more bitterness, this one. It's like a heavy malt, quite a thick beer as well. Let's see what else we can get. Not a lot of tang in this one. So we've got a deep bitterness. It's quite a smooth beer as well. The head is lingering. It feels like it's a thick beer as well. They seem to have cut this one off. They've loaded it with malt and cut this one off partway through the fermentation process. But it's not super sweet. It's bitter. So it's got the overall flavour from this one is definitely a bitterness. Oh, and now the grapefruit peel has just hit me on the back of my tongue. It's got, therefore, lots of flavour, and it's got lots of deep flavours in there as well, which is always good. So when you have a beer that sort of disappears off and then you forget that you've drank a beer and like 10 seconds later, those sorts of beers, not so good. But with this one, you're getting your value for money because the flavour is lingering. Now, let me give this one a minute or two. Let's see if we can take in any more of these aromas. Let's see if we can find anything else. So stone fruit, citrus and tropical fruits. I'm getting a little bit of stone fruit, tiny apricotish sort of a thing, but not abundant. I've had some beers which had far more apricot coming out the glass. So this one has different levels of bitterness. When you first drink it, it goes across your tongue and you get the instant hit of bitterness, and then as it lingers, you get some more deeper bitterness at the back, and it's always got that citric, deep, bitter flavour of like a citrus peel sort of thing. The grapefruit is the the thing what you always get from a beer like this one. So it doesn't have abundant aroma at all, but the taste though, it's got a smooth sort of a taste. It's got a little bit of tang, but not the tangiest of beers. So this sort of a beer, it's one that you'd have on a cold night. Because it has got that 6.2%, it has got that deepness to the thing, it has got a decent amount of malt in there, so it's not really a summer's day sitting at the beach sort of a beer. Now let me just see if I can get any more of these tropical. There's definitely citrus, there's a tiny little bit of stone fruit. I'm not sure if I'm getting any tropical. There is a little bit of tropical fruit in there. Not lashings of tropical though. Oh, but it's just a nice quality beer. It doesn't have abundant aromas, but it makes up for that with the hits of bitterness that you get. Plus, it's really smooth. It's going down really easy, really quick. It's very definitely a recommended beer, this one. I am a big fan of Margaret River Brewhouse beers. The best one of them is the Pale Ale. And I've tried, like I say, a couple of the India Pale Ales. I tried a single hop India Pale Ale, which didn't hit the spot for me. This one is sort of in between the two. You should definitely go and visit the Margaret River Brewhouse if you're in the region. Have a meal, have a tasting paddle. I think they did 10 or 12 beers on a tasting paddle, which is good. I think it must be something to do with the sort of malt that goes into a red beer that I'm not the biggest fan of. But saying that, out of the few red beers that I've drank recently, this one is actually the best of them. Is this my first choice of a beer? No, it wouldn't be, and red beers never will be, I don't think. But as an IPA, it's a nice beer. It's going down really well. Margaret River Brewhouse Red IPA. Yeah, give it a try. Thanks for watching.